Have you ever wondered about the deep connection between alcohol and the human spirit? Why, for millennia, has it been revered, feared, and sometimes abused? Alcohol isn't just a substance, it's a portal, a doorway through which we can either transcend or lose ourselves. But what if alcohol is more than just a temporary escape or a social lubricant? What if it's a spiritual challenge, a test of our higher consciousness? Today, we're embarking on a journey to explore alcohol not just as a physical substance, but as a force with far-reaching implications on the body, mind, and spirit. From ancient civilizations to modern spiritual practices, alcohol has always been both a blessing and a curse. And as we walk this path, we'll uncover how it impacts our inner world, our spiritual connection, and the energy that surrounds us. So, let's take a deep breath and dive into the fascinating, and at times unsettling, relationship between alcohol and the human soul. The ancient roots of alcohol, a divine gift or a trap. Alcohol's journey begins long before we ever picked up a bottle. The word alcohol itself comes from the Arabic kul, which originally referred to a fine powder used in alchemy, symbolizing purity and transformation. Over time, it evolved to mean the distilled essence of substances like wine, beer, and later, spirits, something both intoxicating and potentially transforming. In ancient times, alcohol wasn't simply consumed for pleasure. The Sumerians brewed the first beer over 5,000 years ago, and the Egyptians used wine in religious ceremonies to honor their gods. In fact, many cultures associated alcohol with the divine. The Greeks believed Dionysus, the god of wine, represented the ecstatic, liberating forces of nature. But in these traditions, alcohol was also a double-edged sword, both a means of spiritual connection and a potential distraction from the true path of enlightenment. As we think about these ancient connections, it's hard to ignore how alcohol was both a blessing and a curse. It was seen as a means to connect with the gods, but also as a force that could pull people away from their higher selves. Alcohol's spiritual effects, weakened energy and open gates. Now, let's turn our attention to how alcohol impacts the human energy field. Our aura. The aura is the subtle electromagnetic field that surrounds the body, reflecting our physical, emotional, and spiritual state. When we consume alcohol, it's as if we're introducing a foreign substance into this energetic space. Alcohol, while offering temporary relief and moments of joy, weakens the aura and creates openings that invite negative influences. Rudolf Steiner, a renowned philosopher and spiritual teacher, spoke about how alcohol lowers our connection to the spiritual world. He saw alcohol as a force that disconnects us from higher spiritual realms and makes us more susceptible to external influences, drawing us away from our true purpose. When alcohol enters the system, it affects the chakras, the energy centers of our body. The root chakra, connected to our sense of stability and grounding, becomes overly stimulated, leading to a feeling of heaviness and lethargy. On the other hand, the crown chakra, the seat of our higher consciousness, is clouded. This disruption hampers our ability to experience spiritual clarity or higher wisdom. The dual nature of alcohol, light and darkness. In many spiritual and esoteric traditions, alcohol is viewed as both a light and a shadow. On one hand, it has been used in rituals to open portals to higher dimensions or as a form of divine ecstasy. On the other hand, it can become a trap that leads us into darkness. Alchemical traditions, for instance, speak of alcohol as a substance that can both purify and distract the soul. This dual nature mirrors the inner conflict we all face when grappling with the temptation to use alcohol for escape rather than spiritual elevation. Hermetic teachings often symbolize alcohol as a bridge between two worlds, one of the earthly and one of the divine. But that bridge can only be crossed with awareness. To use alcohol as a tool for spiritual awakening requires intentionality. Otherwise, it risks becoming an illusion of transcendence, a false path that leads to spiritual fragmentation. The philosophical and mystical perspectives, a deeper look. Let's now explore how some of the greatest philosophers and mystics have viewed alcohol. Plato, the great Greek philosopher, warned about the dangers of intoxication. For him, true freedom came from inner harmony and self-discipline, not from external substances. Lao Tzu, the ancient Taoist sage, spoke of balance and moderation. In the Taoist view, alcohol can be a disruption to the natural flow of energy, disturbing the harmony of mind and spirit. Rumi, the beloved Sufi poet, offered a radically different view. He often spoke of intoxication, but his was not the intoxication of wine. He referred to the divine love of the beloved, the source of all creation, as the true intoxication. For Rumi, the only alcohol worth indulging in was the divine nectar of spiritual ecstasy that awakens the soul, not the temporary, earthly distractions that cloud our connection to God. In Christianity, figures like St. Augustine cautioned against excessive drinking, seeing it as a temptation that would lead to the degradation of the soul. Alcohol, in this context, was a way to escape the burden of inner suffering, but it did nothing to alleviate the soul's true needs for peace, love, and connection with the divine. Alcohol, a temporary relief, a long-term trap. On a psychological level, alcohol serves as a temporary solution to emotional and existential pain. It offers relief, whether it's from stress, loneliness, or fear, by numbing the emotions. But this relief is fleeting. In fact, alcohol often deepens the emotional void it temporarily fills. What we think is freedom is, in reality, a trap that prolongs the emotional suffering we seek to escape. Alcohol doesn't offer true healing. Instead, it directs us away from the spiritual quest for inner peace. The search for external satisfaction, whether through alcohol or other substances, can never lead to lasting happiness. The emptiness we feel inside can only be filled through self-awareness, connection to the divine, and alignment with our true purpose. Overcoming addiction, the path to spiritual liberation. Breaking free from alcohol's hold requires awareness and a deep commitment to spiritual practice. It's a journey of reclaiming our true essence, of reconnecting with the light within us. Meditation, yoga, prayer, conscious breathing, and mindfulness are all powerful tools in this process. They help us ground ourselves and find inner peace without relying on external substances. Community and support groups can also play a crucial role in overcoming addiction. It's not just about quitting alcohol. It's about reconnecting with a higher purpose, rediscovering our true selves, and rebuilding relationships that support our spiritual journey. Alcohol's societal and energetic impact, collective vibrations. On a larger scale, alcohol's widespread consumption has a profound impact on collective energy. In social settings, alcohol lowers the vibrational frequency of a group. It numbs the senses and reduces awareness, creating an environment where deeper connections are more difficult to foster. Many spiritual traditions warn against engaging in social spaces where alcohol is consumed heavily, as these environments can drain our energy and make it harder to maintain spiritual clarity. The path to liberation, inner transformation, and awakening. True liberation comes from within. It is a process of inner transformation, of overcoming the distractions and addictions that keep us from experiencing the fullness of life. Alcohol, when used mindfully and sparingly, may be a part of life, but when it becomes a crutch or a way to escape, it stifles our spiritual growth. As we let go of our dependence on external substances, we reconnect with our true essence. We begin to experience the world from a place of clarity and peace, unclouded by the temporary pleasures that once held us captive. True happiness is found not in the external, but in the inner light that resides within us all. The relationship between alcohol and the spirit is complex. Alcohol can be a tool for spiritual awakening, or it can lead to spiritual numbness and disconnection. It's not the substance itself that defines our experience, but how we relate to it. As we move forward in life, we have a choice to allow alcohol to lower our vibrations and pull us into distraction, or to rise above it, reconnecting with our higher selves and the divine light within. The path of spiritual awakening is a journey of self-awareness, self-discipline. True freedom lies not in the external, but in the quiet, radiant presence that dwells within. So, ask yourself, what is the true source of your intoxication? Is it the fleeting pleasures of the material world, or is it the deep, eternal love of the divine? The choice is yours. Thank you for joining us on this deep journey. If this exploration resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more insights. Every step forward is a step closer to inner awakening. By liking and sharing, you help spread this message to others. Remember, true awakening begins within. May your path always shine brightly.